guys, it's Megan, and in today's video, I'll be showing you how to make that little animation that you just saw. I made this in the Procreate app. The app is $10, but it's definitely worth it. You guys know how I feel about long intros, so let's just get into it.
When you open the app, click the photo button in the upper right and select the video you want to animate. Try to pick a video that isn't too long. Mine was only about 2 seconds, and the maximum length as of now seems to be 8 seconds. If your video is too long, you can import it into the iMovie app and cut it down. After you import your video, click the wrench in the upper left, Canvas, and turn on Animation Assist. Since my video was filmed in 30 frames per second, I had quite a few layers. I did some research, and I found out that the average frame rate for 2D television animation is only 12 frames per second. So I went through all my layers and I deleted every other frame. To delete a layer, select it, swipe left, and click the red delete button. Once that was done, I went down to settings on the bar at the bottom and changed the speed to 15 frames per second. I also like to change the onion skin frames down to 1 and change the onion skin opacity down to none, just for now. I opened the layers back up and selected the background color so it would show up. To draw your first frame, select the first layer and click the plus button. Take this new layer and drag it on top of the layer that you want to trace to create a new group. Make sure that the blank layer is selected and trace over the parts of your video that you want to animate. I kept it super simple and I just used the monoline brush in black to outline my main features. If you're doing this for a TikTok dance or something else where the person is standing up, most people don't draw the facial features, they'll just outline the body instead. But since there isn't a ton of movement in the video that I chose, I thought it would look weirder if I didn't include the face. It still looks a little bit creepy, but yeah. Once I traced over everything, I went back to the layers and clicked the check mark beside the picture so that only the line art was showing. I kept doing this for the rest of the animation, selecting the layer I wanted to animate, clicking the plus button to add a new layer, dragging that on top of my image to group them together, and tracing over my image. What I did for this particular animation was I outlined all the facial features first, and anything that would have moved a lot like the hand. Then I'd go down to the settings on the bottom bar again, and bring the onion skin opacity up to about 60%. I made sure the right layer was selected, and I used the onion skin as sort of a rough guide for the hair. This feature is super helpful for the areas of the animation that might not move too much. I didn't make the lines exact, so the hair still had a little bit of movement in the end, but there were roughly the same amount of sections in the hair, if that makes sense. Once that was done, I'd bring the onion skin opacity back down to 0 and fill in any details that I missed. When I finished each frame, I unchecked the picture underneath so that only the drawing was showing. And I repeated this exact same process for all 25 frames, and in the end I was left with this. This whole thing took me about 8 hours, and that's because I really didn't know what I was doing at first. I didn't know what brush I wanted or how thick I wanted it to be, but if you already know all that stuff, it would probably take you less time. I wanted to export the animation as a PNG so I could put it on top of a picture. You can use the same technique if you're trying to animate over a video too. I made sure that the background was unchecked, then I clicked the wrench in the upper left and shared it as an animated HEVC. This allows you to make the background transparent. Just make sure that the little transparent background slider is turned on. Click export and you can either airdrop it to your computer or save it to your iPad like I did. Now, there are a ton of ways to combine your animation with a photo or video. I used Final Cut Pro, but the steps that I used are really similar if you were going to use iMovie or any other editing software. Drag the clip that you want to be the bottom onto your timeline and place the animation on top. Make sure the clips line up and you're all set. I know this animation looks a little bit creepy, but I feel like it's a little bit better than the old one that I had. I made that one in Clip and I had never animated anything before.
And even though I've been showing my face a little bit more in these videos, I still wanted to make this for those times when I really just don't feel like it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit different from what I normally do, but I thought it would be fun to do this kind of quick little bonus video just because, I was doing it anyways. It doesn't take that much more effort to just put it into a video, so that's what I did. Let me know in the comments, have you ever tried animation? I used to make stop motions all the time, but I never really did hand-drawn animation because it's kind of hard, and it takes a long time, as you saw, and it's raining, so that's great. Anyways, my merch, my website, and all my social media will be linked down below. I love you guys so much. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!